Hi guys, we Bob here, and what I'm doing here is I'm going to try to draw some Simpsons. We'll see how that goes, because I've struggled so far. And I'm going to answer the questions that Swifto put out on a video they did recently on 5 questions that was posed initially by Matropolis. I'm a new subscriber to Matropolis, so I went away and watched his original video as well, and so there was 5 questions posed. I know there's been other questions posed. I'm pretty sure Mark Lactoback, I can never say that, Mark posted a question about being awkward on YouTube. The short answer to that is I got awkward just talking. I'm trying today to talk as though I'm talking to somebody like you mentioned in your video, so we'll see how that goes. And I'm just going to draw what should look like a sort of Simpson, hopefully. We shall see. But the questions that were posed were, the first one was, what TV show would you like to see a modern game of? And I took some time to think about it, and initially my initial thoughts were I would like to see a modern day equivalent of Knight Rider. Knight Riders was a great TV show back in the 80s, if you've never seen it. And yeah, I mean, I can just imagine Knight Rider being brilliant to play if it was like set in GTA world, where you could drive around in your Michael Knight car, and you could this is really bad. Again, my version of The Simpsons is really terrible, but we'll keep going with it. We can refine it as we go. But yeah, the Michael Knight being out there, you've got missions to do, you've got trucks to explode. Similar to Mad Max setup, I guess. The way that Mad Max was set out was pretty good. Now I've still to complete Mad Max, but Knight Rider as a game, I think, would be really great. Turbo boost, driving along, there's a big lorry in your road, you get to hit the turbo boost button and fly over the top. And yeah, just like a GTA, but not all the shooting and killing and all the other stuff. Good old 80s type missions. Maybe going up against the army, or going up against baddies, cartels and stuff. I don't really know, because it's been a long time since I've seen Knight Rider, but it was one that popped into my brain. Another one that popped into my brain was Quantum Leap. Now I know that's a bit of an odd one, but Quantum Leap again was out in the 80s, and it's a story of a time traveller guy who is doing an experiment. I need to change the colour of my pen here. He's doing an experiment and he ends up transferring into the bodies of other people, and the premise of it is that he's got to try and help these people in some way or other to fix parts or aspects of their lives. Again, it's been a long time since I've seen Quantum Leap, and I can't remember all the stories. Ziggy was in it, and yeah, so you would think that drawing Bart Simpson would be easy, and it really isn't, because I'm failing here, but it's like a really bad version of Bart Simpson that we're getting here, like a scary version. And it's trying to figure out in your head, what have you done wrong, and it's to do with measurements really. His head's just not correct, his eyes are scary looking. We'll try again. But Quantum Leap or Knight Rider as a modern day game would be pretty good, both in GTA type settings. And I was also thinking that you could have it with, if you've played Life is Strange, the kind of game mechanics really work well, and I think they would work well with telling a story within the kind of Quantum Leap world. What else did I put down? I put in maybe like an airplane pilot in war, 60s rock star, trying to, I don't know, play the gig of your life. Maybe you could even incorporate aspects of Guitar Hero or something into that. But yeah, that's probably my answer for that one. Bart, your mouth is actually back here. And that doesn't look much better, but we'll bring his teeth back. So the next question that was posed as part of these questions, that's my problem, partly, was if you could have only watched one cartoon from your childhood, what would it have been? And again, I went away and had a wee look to see what cartoons there was. And I think for me, again, my initial answer compared to my final answer has changed, in that it's more of a smile, Robert. He's more smiling. And I thought initially the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because that's probably my favourite show from being a kid. However, after thinking about it, I then thought, but are we talking about as an adult? Are we talking about what I'd watch just now? And if that's the case, I don't think I could watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because it would be too babyish, I think, for me. And therefore, I don't think it would really work for me. Let me check my phone just to check messages. We're alright. So his face goes too long. His mouth needs to move up a bit. It's quite funny because I watch other artists and they seem to be able to draw cartoon characters dead easy, and I seem to struggle quite significantly. I'm pretty much just rubbing this out and redoing it. No. Right. Let's see. So I had thought about the Turtles, and then I thought to myself, no, I don't think I could watch the Turtles as an adult because it is just too babyish. I think I would need to go for something like The Simpsons, which I did watch as a kid, and I used to remember going to the Blockbusters or the library and seeing what videotapes they had of The Simpsons, because at that point I didn't have Sky. There was no chance I was getting Sky. Mum and Dad just couldn't afford Sky at that time, and I remember people coming into school and talking about it, and I used to be quite jealous because they'd come in and go, oh, if you get B, Sky B as it was known at the time, and no, I didn't. So I used to have to go to the library to get my fix of The Simpsons, and I think just the varied topics in The Simpsons would be the way I would go with that. It's just much more adult. It's certainly more variety and subject matter to it, and there's a much more adult type take to it. So as an adult, I would watch The Simpsons. If I was to go back to being a kid, I probably would choose more the Turtles. So that's my answer for that one. The next question, I'm just trying to make sure I've covered, because I've wrote down some points. Pretty much covered them all. So Bart's holding a skateboard here. I'll probably just, by the time I'm finished this, it probably will just be Bart that I can draw, because I'm not got time to do everybody that's in this picture I'm looking at. And Bart was difficult enough, and even still he doesn't look quite right, but we'll go with it. It's just for the purposes of this kind of video that I'm doing, this drawing. It's weird because you learn about shapes and what shapes you should be trying to learn to draw, and I'm failing at that at the moment by trying to copy too much, whereas I should just be really focusing on the shape that a skateboard has and then trying to copy it rather than trying to look at the drawing to get the angles of things. So let me just think what the next question is. If you can hear the squeaking, that's just my pen on this thing. So the next question was game character you most relate to or most like you. I think Swifto had a difficulty in this one, and I think I'm the same. I'm struggling a wee bit with what is it or who would I be. And the only person I could actually come up with was Handicap. Now I used to play Handicap as a kid on the Spectrum. It's a game, it's a cartoon originally. Kind of a grumpy guy. I think he was grumpy, kind of nagging family life. Not that I've got a nagging family life, I don't. It's just the guy likes a drink. The game had an alcohol meter. I do like a drink. He goes to the betting shops and I do like a wee flutter every now and again. Maybe to the surprise of some people. That's a kind of more recent thing for me, but I thought to myself I might as well relate to something in Handicap as the guy that I kind of thought I relate to most. Google's talking to me because it thinks I'm talking to it. So Handicap was what popped into my head, but that was a real difficult one to answer. And as just he's most like me in life. I have normal family life to deal with, and I don't know, I think he was kind of more of an older guy. But that was the only one that really popped in my brain. I did actually think like Snake from, what do you call it? Like Solid Snake from Metal Gear Solid. And not because I'm big and tough and like an expert assassin or anything like that, nor because he's a grumpy faced guy and I'm a grumpy monster quite a lot of the time. So yeah, that was another thing that I thought I related to, was me being a grumpy monster. So Solid Snake would be the other one. I don't know whether I'm allowed 2 answers. I probably gave 2 answers for each of these, but I'm not caring. Just drawing in thumbnails to upload that you guys can watch, and maybe I'll get it finished and coloured in. Just Bart though, nobody else. His wee squishy legs. And his wee feet. Don't know, if I had trainers like that at school I'd get slagged. My trainers weren't much better, to be fair, but if mine were just blue, yeah, school would have been even worse than what it was already. So the last question? That was that one. Question 5 was, what is your go-to game? Question 4, what game series do you collect merchandise for? Was question 4. And the short answer to that is I don't collect anything. I'm not a collector of anything. I've got my SNES Mini, I've got my SNES Classic, not my SNES Classic, my PlayStation Classic. I've got various consoles, so the most thing I do have is consoles. I do hope this is recording okay. Yep, I do have consoles, but I don't collect anything for any games. Actually, the one thing I do collect is 50p pieces. I've got a habit of collecting 50p pieces because I like the wee designs on them. So that's the one thing I do. I wanted to do. So I've got various kind of 50p pieces that I collect. Ones with Peter Rabbit and Beatrix Potter and that type of thing. So Bart doesn't look brilliant, but for me, my first attempt at drawing Bart in many years, I'll go with it. We can colour him in. I can finish answering these questions. So in terms of collecting, I don't collect anything for any type of thing, because usually when I do collect, stuff gets wrecked, and that just annoys me more than anything. So yep, nothing to collect. So the final question, well, I colour Bart kind of in, is what is your go-to game? And this one I've actually got 4 answers, because again it wasn't quite specific as to whether, I presume it's talking about just now, but I thought, is it talking about just now, or is it talking about your go-to game back in the day? So just to prolong this video and to allow me to finish kind of colouring Bart in, my go-to game has changed over the years. It would probably have been back when I was a kid. I used to load up school days quite often. That would be my go-to game. back then. Trying to fix his hand here. A bit. There we go. So my go-to game would have been School Days when I was in school at the time, or when I was kind of growing up, because I liked the aspect of being able to do what I liked and hit teachers in the head with catapults and all that sort of stuff. And so that would be my go-to game in the 8-bit era. When it comes to the 16-bit era, it's a wee bit more complicated, because again I had a few games. Sonic the Hedgehog certainly held a big place for me. Nifty Retro Gamer recently did a kind of upload of some test footage, which was nice to see, and brought back some nice memories of the Sonic game, which I've got. I've got it on various discs and things like that, so I can play it. I just haven't got round to playing it longer term. When I was in Australia, I did play it quite a bit, and I saved quite a bit of progress. But when you come back and you've got your art set up and all your other stuff that you want to keep, you don't tend to go back. But yeah, 16-bit era go-to game would have been mainly FIFA games, to be honest. When I was growing up, me and my friends used to just play FIFA. Most of the time I was into football then, certainly a lot more than what I'm into football now. I don't really follow football anymore. Lost my enjoyment of it. And it's one of the things as you grow older. Sometimes things change, and I don't really follow football anymore. But back in the day, FIFA would have been the game that I went to, more so than Sonic, because my friends used to play the FIFA game with me. So, coming more forward, PlayStation. Again, at the time, it would have probably been Alien Trilogy would probably have been the game I would have went for. I should actually clean Bart up, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave him kind of rough. It's something a bit different from just seeing a nice clean drawing, and my drawings are rarely clean. Keep saying M, as I know what Swifto says, but M. Why is that not colouring in? So coming more forward, I would have said for the PlayStation was Alien Trilogy, and then from PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 era were definitely into GTA land. Every time. I loved GTA, still do. Think it's a brilliant game, and think if I was to pick up any game, it would be GTA every time. Oops. It's just a game you can pick up. You don't have to go and do missions. You don't have to do anything that is required of you. It's not stuck. You're not linear, so you're not stuck to doing particular things. You can go and do what you want to do, and it's just an aspect that I really like about the game. It's all the side missions. If you want to, you can go and dive into a bar and play pool. You can just do so many things in GTA that it's just a fantastic game, and has been since day dot really. I've loved it since the first ever one that came out. I didn't really play 2. I've not played them all, to be fair. I haven't played them all, but yeah, GTA, brilliant, just fantastic in every way, shape and form. So that can answers the questions. I don't know how much droney this sounds or whatever, but I've drew Bart. I'm just going to do some wee finishing touches, maybe. That's not really helping. So cheers for listening, and wee Bob is out. Cheers guys.